Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about something we all interact with, that is data. So data is everywhere, from social media to smart devices. And by 2025, the global data production is expected to hit 175 zettabytes annually. That's a huge amount of information, right? So now data, before talking about other things, like you must be aware that data comes in different forms, right? Different kind of formats and forms as well, like structured, which includes numbers in databases, right? Unstructured, which includes like social media post, and semi-structured, which is like a mix of both, right? So whether it's healthcare, finance, or retail, data drives decisions and innovations in every field that you can think about. Now, the best way to utilize this data can be understood by breaking down the word data itself. So if I break the word, then D is for discover, that is uncovering pattern in raw information. Then the letter A comes, which is for analyze. So it's like extracting the valuable insights very easily. Then the letter T is for transform, which means converting the data into useful formats for better understanding and for easier insight extraction. And lastly, the analyze, or the A for from A, we can also interpret it as like apply, which means like using the insights to make better decisions in the long run. But managing this vast amount of data is a challenging task, right? And that's where the need to for data management architecture arises the most. We have traditional data warehouses for structured data, data lakes for raw and unstructured, as well as semi-structured kind of informations. But the modern solution to all these problems of data management comes down to one boiling point, and that is data lakehouse, which basically combines the best of both, offering the flexibility of a lake with the analytical power of a warehouse. And if you want to understand this architectures in a depth, then an I button will be popping right now, and you can click the button to go through a small and crisp video helping you to understand this architectures within 10 minutes. Okay. And the link for this particular video will also be present in the description box for your later reference if you want to do that as well. Back to the topic again. So I'm going to talk one such data lakehouse architecture solution today and in the market, which can help in easy and effective data management. And that is IBM's Watsonx.data. So IBM's Watsonx.data is like a solution which is designed to combine the flexibility of data lake and the powerful analytics of a data warehouse together in a single place. And this makes it easier for businesses to basically store, manage, and analyze the vast amount of data, whether it's structured or unstructured or even semi-structured data at any given point in time. So it allows you to access and manage data from multiple sources all in one place, and it helps making it simpler to derive insights and make smarter decisions very easily as well. In short, if I have to explain, then you can say that IBM Watsonx.data helps you to unlock the true value of data by combining the strength of both data lakes and warehouses in a single unified platform, and which ultimately can help the customers or helps the user to make the experience hassle-free. Now, let me take you through the architecture of the solution to give you a better idea upon its potential as well as its effectiveness. So let's break down the architecture of IBM Watsonx.data in simpler terms now. Starting at the foundation, Watsonx.data can run on any sort of infrastructure, meaning it can be deployed on different clouds or even on on-premise solutions as well. It builds on Red Hat OpenShift, which is very flexible, but it works especially well with IBM clouds as well as AWS solutions, or AWS cloud, you can say. This makes Watsonx.data stand out because it supports a true hybrid cloud model, which means clients can run it anywhere, unlike other vendors who might be a little bit limited in compared to what Watsonx.data does. Moving up from the infra layer, we have the storage layer now. So Watsonx.data uses the S3 compatible object storage, which is much cheaper than the traditional block storage as well. You can simply say that the object storage is like a big warehouse that stores data uh, in millions or billions of files, right? Small files. And these files can then be different formats as well and can hold different types of data as well, all together in a single place. On top of that, object storage is a very highly demanded kind of a solution, or I'll say a, a very important prospect in this particular solution because it is very secure. keeping the data safe and away from any kind of, I'll say, unauthorized access, right? Because data is a new crude oil in today's world, and making sure that the integrity and the compliance of that information, so the security of that information is at highest priority, right? And that's why we use object storage, basically because it can store any kind of data, structured, unstructured, semi-structured. It's a very easy to utilize storage appliance. It's cheaper as well compared to any other storages like block storage, file storages, and all those things. So that's why object storage. And the next part is how the data in these files are organized. That is the data formats, which is the next layer. So traditionally, every data warehouse systems, like let's say IBM's own Netezza, DB2, or other third-party solutions like Snowflake, has its own unique way of storing data, which makes it hard for different systems to share data with each other, right? Very fluently. But long lost are these problems because Watsonx.data has come now, and it can change everything by using open source file formats, just like Apache Paraquet and Apache Org, and to table formats like the Apache Iceberg as well. So it provides all this access to all the solutions as well within it. This means that any system or query engine, such as even Presto or Spark, as per this architecture, as you can see, or even third-party solutions like Snowflake, can understand these formats and can access as well as work with the data at any given point in time. Plus, systems like DB2 and Netezza are being now upgraded to use Iceberg as well, allowing them to share the same data across the panel very easily. This makes the collaboration between different systems much easier, more efficient, and something that is the earlier versions of the data management solutions uh, present in the market couldn't do very easily. In summary, or in a nutshell, if I tell you that Watsonx.data makes it easy for different systems to store, then access, and then share data regardless of the infra or this you can say the storage format, making it very flexible and a cost-effective solution for any kind of data management need. Now let me give you a quick run through of the Watsonx.data's UI interface, and then I'll talk about its capabilities as well. Just give me a second. I'll share my screen. I hope you're able to see my screen right now. I'll just quickly log in into this UI. So this is particular, I'll say reserved instance or a base image that I'm using for the demonstration purpose. You guys might not, I mean, the basic UI will be same, but there are certain things which are already pre-built into this, I'll say instance. But if you're using Watsonx.data for the first time, then you can go for a 30-day free trial and then access all this, like the solution as well as its capability. You can leverage it to sort of I'll say figure out and aggregate your data from different sources and do everything that I'll be showing you in a while as well. So this is how the UI looks. It's very simple and easy to navigate kind of a UI. And as you can see over here, you can see that the welcome IBML H admin. That's the username that I have for this instance. That's getting projected here. If you're accessing it from your own personal kind of email IDs or from your office or from your corporate email IDs, I'll say, then you will find that respective username coming or popping out on the screen here. And there is a very simple to navigate kind of an UI displayed over here. Welcome to IBM Watsonx.data. For anyone who is using it for the first time, you can refer to all these different things. You can go for the full documentation as well. I'll not be doing that, but you can refer to this in order to uh, have or gain more knowledge about it. I hope that this entire video itself will be sufficient to understand it. But irrespective of that, there are different documentations that you can also refer to. So there are different information which you can easily have a site to using this particular homepage itself. You'll be able to see the number of infra components. Okay, I'll talk about all these components, so don't worry about it. But you can see the engines that are running, the number of catalogs, the storage devices which are up and running right now, the databases which might be also present, the recent tables that have been created, the recent ingestion jobs that have taken place. Apart from that, you can see the saved worksheets on the left hand side. It might take a couple of seconds to load. Probably we'll wait for it. And on the right hand side, you can see the recent queries as well. Okay, I'll get back to this part later on. Okay, provided probably it will take a couple of more seconds to load. So let's give it some time. On the left hand side, let me take you through the hamburger icon first of all. If you click on the global navigation or the hamburger icon over here, you'll be able to see the different options, okay? Like the home page that we are already sitting upon. Then comes the infra manager, okay? Then the data manager, the query workspace, query history, access control, configuration, instance details, request support, everything. So the infra manager, okay, let me quickly take you through this part. So in the infra manager, basically the entire Watsonx.data, the architecture is getting projected in the form of a, I'll say like is what? There's a topological view, right? This give you a good insight of what you are working around with. So in this particular base image, these things are already created. Let's say if you are using it for the first time, this entire, I think this entire part will be blank for you. So you need to add components as per your utility and work around with it. But I'm just going to give you a small demonstration. So it's already like pre-created. You can click on the add component part in order to add everything over here. Right now, only the catalog storage and the data sources are present. But for you guys, it will be showing you all the components like the engine, the catalog part, the storage part, the database part as well, and the services also. Everything will be appearing over here. See the list of, like I'll say options that are there. This keeps on getting increased, right? I think previously it was a little bit lesser. Now they're adding on to the list more and more things so that the customers have a very fluent experience and they don't have to kind of go through any kind of hassle in order to leverage or sort of aggregate their informations. Mostly all the big like I'll say solutions in the market are already partnered with and they are present over here. So you can easily lift and shift data from there, and you can aggregate the information, sort of access the information, fetch it with simple and effective and easy queries as well, via MySQL or SQL kind of a language as well. So I'll show you all those things. But you can see over here that the topology shows you that there are one engine is running here. Although the architecture allows you to use two engines, that is Presto and Spark, out here we only have access to one engine because it is already pre-configured. So sorry for that. Apart from that, there is a catalog section that has different kind of catalogs. As you can see over here, Hive data, that is the Apache Hive. Then we have Iceberg of Apache Iceberg as well. Then comes the WXD system, which is again of Apache Hive itself. Okay, all these three catalogs are there. So basically, catalogs are nothing else, but it consists of the schemas. Schemas, now if I have to explain, then schemas are simply, if I simply put it, then it's like it contains the name of the table. It consists of the attribute names, the data types pertaining to that attribute. So the basic metadata informations as well as that in the basic informations of the table are stored here. Every time you create the database or probably store a data somewhere, you have to store it in an object storage. So these are a couple of options which are already present over here. WXD Milverse is there. So Milverse vector database can be leveraged over here. And then you can connect it to a storage box as well, where you can recite all the information. You have Hive bucket, then you have Iceberg bucket, WXD system buckets. You can also integrate AWS buckets or Google Cloud object storage buckets also. All those things are possible. So basically, every time you create a storage, a catalog is automatically created because all the data which is stored within the bucket can be connected via catalog, and the catalog in turn will be accessed by the Presto or the any other engine, let's say Spark engine, to access the data from the storage. Okay, so the engines are connected to the catalog is connected to the storage. You can see the connections are very easy, and you can create all these connections from scratch. Okay, you can drag and drop them to create how the topology should look like. You can click over here on the blue icon and you can lift and shift, drag and drop, do whatever you want to do. Okay, with it, so that you can create a very simple to understand architecture. Now this entire topological view can be changed into the list view as well, where you will be able to see the entire different perspectives or the different tabs pertaining to engine services, the catalogs. Like one engine is running Presto, the running status is there, the type of version to that particular engine is mentioned over here, the size, the catalogs associated to it. So the basic information will be provided. The services that are already running, like the Milway services running over here, the catalogs which are already up and running here as well, the Hive data, Iceberg data, WSA system data. Don't worry, nothing on your platform will be appearing because they are to be filled by you. This is a pre-configured instance that I'm using, so everything is already in place. Apart from that, there are other storage boxes that have been created, like Hive bucket, Iceberg bucket, WSD Milverse, the system. No databases as such are created over here, but you can create if you want to do that. Okay, there's no option over here, but there, I mean, if you want on your systems, there is an option of database. If you scroll down and then you can select the type of database that you want to kind of add. Let's say if it's a MySQL database, then you can add from here and it will be appearing very easily. So that's a quick brief on the infra manager part. Okay. Now, obviously, if the topology gets very, very complicated, okay, and you create a very big topology and you work on massive amounts of data, okay, uh, which are present on different buckets and all that. So it will get very complicated, right? So to figure out where the data are getting access from, how the connection appears, you can also use the filter option from here. You can see what are the status of the machine which are running, how many of them are online, okay. Let's say if I just want to remove the running part, the online stuff will pop up. You can also bifurcate and select the different options like the engine, the service catalog as per your requirements. And then let's say if you have selected something and you want to get it uh, placed in the earlier state, then you can also click on reset. So it will bring it in the previous manner. If you, let's say, drag and drop something here and there, let's say here, this you bring there. For example, I'm just showing you. Let me see. Okay, like this. Now, if I want to filter out and reset everything, then I can click on reset. Probably, okay, does not do that, but I thought it does. Never mind. You can drag and drop and figure out how the topology should look. Apart from that, we have other sections like the data manager part. Over here in the data manager part, it's very simple and easy to navigate as well. Uh, Over here, you can see that there are certain catalogs which are already being created. If you click on the icon beside it, the triangle icon beside it, just click on it, you will be able to see that it expands further and it has further data info or informations within it. See like the goals, SDW, the on time, the taxi data set, everything is there. Okay. There's a catalog and within the catalog, there's a data set or a CSV file, which is already present. In the column section, you'll be able to see all the attribute or the column names which are present, the data types, and whether the variables or the attributes are nullable or not. Apart from that, you'll be able to see the data samples. A quick uh, I'll say overview of how the data will be looking like. So it only gives you a small set of examples to give you a good understanding of what the data will be looking like. Okay, and then comes the DDL or the section where you'll be able to find out the definition, how exactly that particular I'll say the database is created, or this not database but this table is created. If you create it on a MySQL or something, it will appear like this, right? You have to create the table. So this is the code for that. You can copy it and you can leverage it for some other utilization also. This is the entire code. And similarly, you can click on ice. If you click on iceberg, I think there'll be nothing over here. It's empty. I'll quickly show you how you can create a schema and a table right now. Uh, just click on the create option out here. Go to create schema. Let's fill the thing. My schema it is, and the path will be automatically subjected to the name that we have provided. Just click on create. It will take you to a different tab now. And upon that tab, I'll quickly take you through how you can add a file, a CSV file onto it. So it's created. Now let's say if I want to, the schema, as you can see, the schema will be appearing over here. Okay, I created in the Hive part, sorry. Let me drop it. We were about to create it on iceberg. My mistake. Let's create it from scratch. We can easily drop as well. So you just saw how I dropped the schema that I created right now. Let me create another schema from scratch. Similarly, just select iceberg from here. You can see the eligible catalogs getting popped up here. Just select the one that you are going to use for you can utilize or you want to create in. Now let me name it similar to what I had named before. Now just click on create. Once you create the schema, it's created. Now you can just create the table from scratch as well for the same schema. Let me drag and drop it from my from my desktop or the download section. Let me check it out where it is. Yeah, let me find out the cars.csv file. I found it out. And now I'll just paste it quickly. I'll provide you the link of this particular file as well in the description box, so don't worry. Probably you can replicate the steps and you can do it on your own as well. So don't worry about it. So this is the car.csv file that I just uploaded. or it gives you a small hint of what the data set looks like. Okay, you can see the different this thing, the file name. Then there are different attributes within it. Cylinders are there. See the variable types, the attribute like car, MPG, cylinder, displacement, and then the for example, the different attributes pertaining to the same. Int, integer it is for all of them. For origin, it is varchar because it has variable name or some certain characters, I'll say. So it has that information. And then you can just click on next once you go through all these things. It's good to go. Let me check it once. Yes, it is. Just check all the information whether it's at place or not. Over here, just select the engine. It's Paraquat V1, the version 1 that I'm using right now. I can also select the V2, but I'll go with V1 itself. If you're using different, I'll say engines, then different formats will appear over here. Only Paraquat is there. That's the and the Presto engine I am using, so it does not have different options. But for the data format, you can have different data formats also. You can select from here. Now you see, let's name it as cars. Cars it is, okay. And let's click on next. All the information is present. The DDL preview is also present. Let's click on create. You can see over here the table is being created. Okay, it will take a couple of seconds. Okay, it's already created. By the time I said it, it's created now. Let's check it quickly whether the schema is created. Yes, the schema is created. Let me refresh it once. Let's see if the new table within it is created or not. Yes, it is created as well. Now you can see the columns, all the details out here, the time travel, what time it was appended, number of records, the attended records, root deleted files, what time it was committed as well, the data sample, kind of a view, the DDL as well for the same. All this information is there, right? Now that is how simply you can kind of create the schemas and add tables also. Okay, now comes the query section. Let's say if you want to query it out, you want to check how the data can be queried by writing simple SQL queries. I'll do that right now. The table that I just created right now, right? Let me select certain sections of it. Let me find out the car attribute. Let me display it, and then the average mileage kind of a thing. Okay, I already have the schema. I'll provide it in a form of notepad also in the description box. So no need to worry. Now we'll run this entire code on Presto. As I told you, the catalogs are there and all the catalogs are connected to the engines, the query engines. Over here, we only have one query engine, so it will appear as Presto. But if there are multiple, then there will be other options to, like select. We'll run it on Presto. So we'll click on run on Presto over here, the 01 version 1. And you'll see that the average MPG is appearing. The car names are appearing out here. And it's that simple to query out things over here as well. Now comes the section of query history. So over here, all the queries that have been running till now will appear. It might take a couple of seconds to load as well. So bear with me. So over here, you can see running. It's already running. The ones that have already been running behind the scenes or previously, it will also appear. Okay, so that you can refer back and forth what queries you have gone through, who is the person who has been running that queries. If you're working in a huge team, then obviously you need to keep a track of what queries are run by whom, because you're getting charged for it, right? Or for example, let's say if it's a very big project, then you don't want it to be a big mess. So for that, every time a query gets run on the UI, its records are getting saved behind the scenes, and you'll be able to find it out in the query history section. Then comes the access control part. Let's say if you want to add certain new users uh, to your I'll say project, then you can do that as well. Now I'll just show you how you can do it quickly. I'll again stop sharing. Probably I'll share my command line prompt again, and from there I already have gone through the root user, so I will not show you the steps again, but I'll quickly add a user via the SSH commands on the command prompt. I think I have to run everything from scratch, so yeah, let me do that quickly. So just let me write the password quickly. Once I write the password, it takes me into Watsonx.ai, Watsonx.data. I have logged in successfully with that. So as I'm accessing a VM, so I have to do all this. Probably will be safe from all this hassle. Check it out. Mm, this and this. Okay, it's working. Now, if I want to create an access control, then I also have to create the password and everything for the same. So I'm just doing it quickly. See, okay, adding password for user one. Okay, it's done. Let me check it out quickly now in the UI. I'll stop sharing again and I'll share it once I'm back on the Watsonx.data's UI. And we'll go to the access control section and I'll show you quickly how to uh, add the user. So I've added a user in this SSH command, as you can see over here. And the username is user1 and the password is password1, as you can see on the screen. So let me stop sharing. Before going to access control, let me show you quickly one thing that I forgot to show you. On the query history part, before that, let's say any query that I run, okay, like this one, I can click on the explain part also. So in Presto, there's an option where you can explain how the entire query works, right? You will be able to see the steps it takes to reach here. You can zoom, you can learn how exactly the entire process works, okay, from scratch. So that option is also there. It's like a cool thing. So I just thought of showing it to you once again. Now let me go to the access control part. Over here, let's click on Presto first. Okay, this is the engine that you are working upon. And then over here, I want to give access to the Presto part. Okay, if I add any user, then they have to get access to everything, right? Like the Presto engine, they want to access the catalogs, then they should get that. They should be able to read the schemas as well or the tables as well. So I'll do all those things. Let me see if I can add the access or not. Probably let's click on add access. Already there. Mm, 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 mm. Let me select something like that. It's already there. If I want to add access, it should appear here. Let me check back why it's not happening. Okay. Already in the group, but it's not appearing. Let me see why. Why is it that way? Add access. It's added in the group via as shown in the SSH, but we refresh it once. Probably a refresh is needed to check the access control. Just give me a second. Probably it will ask me to log in once again. I'll quickly do that. Okay, it does not want. Okay. Probably it should work now. Okay, only one user it shows. Okay, now it's showing now. Probably it wanted a hard refresh, so I did that. Now you can choose the option as admin, manager, or user. I'll put it as user. Click on add. Okay, now it's working. And now let's say if I want to do further things, then I can do the same, or else I can click on the cross button quickly. I can add more users the similar way. And then similarly, I can add the policies as well. Let's say I want to add the policy, then I can click on and I can add the policy name as well. Let me fill the details quickly on the policy part. Let's name it as select cars. Okay, select cars. And I don't want to put any description as such. I'll keep the policy status as active. Click on next, and then we'll follow some steps that just follow the steps that I'm doing right now. Click over here, iceberg data, because that's what we are dealing with. Click on all schemas, or sorry, not all schema, my schema. And out here we had created a table, right? The table name was cars. So I'll select that. And then from here, we'll select all. That's it. Click on next. Click on, sorry, click on next. Okay. I think I have reduced the brightness. Probably it's now. Okay. Click on next, and then we can add the rule out here. Let's quickly add the rule. What rules that you want for the access? For example, let's say we'll put as select, and then I'll keep it as user, select the user, simple, and then click on add. That's how you can add the policy very easily. Okay, and that's it. We have added the policy as well. So, okay, let's check it out once again. Select cards, select as active, go to next, select iceberg data, click on my schema, click on cars, click on all, click on next, add rule, click on select, and user one it is, and then click on add. Once you have added it, it's appearing properly. Okay, you can add further rules also if you want to do that. If not, then it's good to go. Once you're done with it, I think it is fine. You can go back and just click on review. Just click on create after that. That's it. Good to go. So you've created a, you have added a user and you have added the policy as well. Similarly, if you want to give access in different formats, you can do the same. That is the on the policy front. So it's very important thing that you can do when you're working on a team. You can manage who should be able to give the read access, the user access, give administration rights, right? And the policy section, as you can see, there are different things, right? Like select policy. If I write just the name policy, okay, just a random name. Click on active section, go to next. Uh, Click on iceberg, the one that we had created right now, my schema. Go to cars, click on all the attributes will be accessible, and then sort of possible is always okay. Let's say I just want to do it with cars, MPG. Probably it will allow me to do that. Yes, it's allowing to do the same. Click on next, and then you can add the rule. What exactly can be done? Okay. If you want everything to be done, then that can be done. If you want somebody to just uh, deny certain things, then you can do the same. Allow it. You can opt for different options out here. Okay, you can select a group also. You can create a group and then provide them certain access. All those things can be done. I hope now it's clear. So that's how you can create the access policies. Now let me quickly give you a quick demonstration on how you can uh, interconnect the different stuff as well. Now, if you're working on Presto, probably as a root user, you are using it, then you can also access the Presto, the CLI command line, and you can work on that. I'll show you how you can do that via a simple command prompt as well. If I go to the command prompt, I can follow the steps and I'll be able to do everything very simply. Let's say I just want to use the Presto command line interface in this part. Let me see. Probably let me go to the Presto CLI. Over here, you'll be able to see that the Presto part is also there, the Presto CLI, right? That's what I'm going to run right now. In the LS, in the list, you can see Presto CLI over here on the screen, right? I'm just going to do that. Just going to access it, get into Presto. Yes, I'm into Presto now. So I'll be using the Presto query engine now, and I'll be querying from the command prompt. I'll also log into Presto and show you exactly how you can do all this. But I'm just going to show you exactly how you can do this using command prompt as well. Because most of you, if you're working on data day in and day out, you'll be much interested in the command prompt. So I'm showing you that. and show all the catalogs. If I just write this prompt, it'll show me all the catalogs. See, all the catalogs are already there. I have the Hive data, the iceberg, GMX system, TPCDS, TPCH, everything that I showed you before. All these things are there. If I want to go and go into certain section, like there was a TPCH named catalog also. And if I want to go into the tiny named schema there, I can do that as well. It will give me all the details. Let's say show the schema within TPCH. Also, if I want to do that, then I can do this as well. It will show me all the details within it. Okay. How many number of rows are there, the number of columns and everything. All this information will be easily be usable, will be seen. And then I can use TPCH or tiny use. Okay, fine. I can select and I can project all the details from the customer section within TPCH schema. So there's a customer table. You'll be able to provide me all the details from here as well. And then I can simply quit it also if I want to do that. Or else, let's say if I want, okay, I have come back again now. Let's say if I want to go and do all this task in a single line, then I can do that as well. Okay, it'll straight away take me to the tiny section that just like before. And from there, I can also select all the count of the attributes within the customer. It'll give me a similar details, all the number of columns, like 1500 column and only one row is there. It will give me all the information very easily on the command prompt itself, surface itself. Let me do that. Let me stop sharing the screen. Now, I'm just going to add sort of access the Presto UI interface and show you how it can be done. Just sign in. Once I sign in, I'll be able to have a perspective of how the queries appear and what queries have been run till now on the Presto engine. Everything can be seen from here. See, I'll have a live uh, perspective of what exactly everything is looking like, the number of things that are running. Okay, probably because, let me check, go to the finish section. Yeah, so all these schemas have been run till now. You can see over here, all these schemas, everything, all the information, who has written it, who has tried doing it, what time it was being performed at, all this information. Let's say if you do it via multiple users, then you'll have information for everything. This kind of uh, you know details can be seen very easily out here. What were the ones that got failed, user error, you'll be able to see the ones that I tried right now. It also shows me the error that were popping, what time it was done, and how many milliseconds it took to run that query. So you'll be able to see all these details, okay, on the Presto engine itself. Active worker, who is working on it, running queries that have been run on a Presto engine directly, the runnable drivers, all this information, uh, it's available. You can log it out and yeah, simple and a very easy thing. I'll just add a new database and I'll just run some queries on top of it. Let me add a new database like IBM DB2 and click on next. Just fill the details, whatever are needed. Just give me a second. Just fill it quickly. Okay, let's do this. I have all these details. And just check out the video and fill the details as well on your end if you want to do that. Okay, probably it will ask me for some username and password. Let me add that. Okay, I think on test connections, probably it will be good to go. Yeah, it's successful. And DB, let me write it, DB2 catalog. Let's name it like this. That's what will appear, and then click on create. Take a couple of seconds to add that DB2 section to it. And once it is added, we'll connect it to the DB2 catalog. And I think it's already created. So the database will be created to added to the DB2 catalog. See, just whatever we did right now, it created a DB2 catalog and then the DB2 database was connected to it. And whenever you create a database, it automatically creates a catalog for the same. So we did that. And now I'll just run simple queries just to show you. On the DB2 section, just click on it. You'll be able to see the access control also who has it. Okay, only one user has it. The details to it. Okay. And on the catalog section, you can just click over here. You can add the, okay, let me add it. Mm, Let me hover here. Probably it will show me the option. Yes. Manage association. Just click on Presto. Probably what we are doing right now is that we are connecting the catalog and via that the database to the Presto engine so that we can run queries very easily over there. Take a couple of seconds to do that. Now you will see that the Presto is connected to the DB2 catalog and the DB2 catalog is now connected to the database. So as the database is now connected, we can just go to the query workspace and run few queries. And just let me run this query. Okay. On the database that we just created right now. So in the database, there's all informations, all these data are already created. Okay. The goal side, DW and all this information was there. All these tables are already created. We already created within it. So I'm just writing this query. There's some sort of information. It's just to show you how easy it is to navigate and create everything. Probably take a couple of seconds to run. Once it's running, I think we'll be able to see the results out here. And download the result as well in the CSV format and export it. So just found some details. It's good to go. Okay. There were some errors before, certain queries that I run before, it has some errors. So we'll be able to see all those errors as well. And the one that we just ran right now, you can see the runtime and you can export it into the CSV format. So yeah, that's it. I'll just quickly share my screen and I hope this quick demonstration was helpful. That's how easy it is to connect the different dots, use different databases, query stuff, and that's it, guys. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Till then, keep reimagining data with AI. And thank you all. Don't forget to like, share, as well as subscribe the channel for more interesting videos. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye.